Hey there, welcome. Today we're going to talk about creating your reality. And I'm going to share with you some really great tips that I share with my clients when we first start working together. It's one of those things that actually kind of just changes everything and allows them to move faster towards their goals and get an amazing amount of momentum in a very short period of time. And this is actually, these are the words of the day: awareness, information, and choice. So I'm going to explain to you. This is kind of one of the baselines of everything that I do. And I'm going to just share with you exactly what that looks like as we go on today. But just who am I? My name is Karen Lanoux from No Limits Business Consulting, and I work specifically with women in business. So whether they're working for themselves or working for somebody else, uh, those are generally those are the people that I've worked with for a very long time. I've worked with lawyers, doctors, Hollywood creatives, even somebody from the executive office of the president of the United States. 44, just in case you're wondering, but and all kinds of people, everybody in between. So um, I love. I see so much potential in people, and I love just catapulting their results. And so today, again, we're going to talk about awareness, information, and choice. So, awareness. So what do I mean by awareness? Well, what we want to do is one of the things I recommend is to ante up your the way you think about things, or just becoming an observer of your life, of how you're doing things, of what's going on, the events, the circumstances that are happening in your day-to-day life. This is something that you can do all the time. It's just becoming more aware. It's like, okay, so this event has happened. What has occurred for me? Am I triggered? Am I responding or am I reacting? Because when you react, you really are not leaving yourself in choice, right? So you're just responding. You're triggered. So um, you're actually not being in the present moment, which when you are living and being in the present moment, it gives you all kinds of other different options. When we react, it's just like boom, bang. We have a stimulus. Um, we we don't even, if it's happened a number of times, we don't even have a thought. We go from stimulus to trigger to reaction, right? It's like somebody just said something to me, and you react, right? Typically, it's not always going to work that well for you in business, no matter what. Again, working for somebody else or working for yourself. And so, what you want to do again is start to become an observer of yourself in your life. So that's number one. Number two is then when you start to do that, you're going to start to notice that again in these events and circumstances that happen, really what they are is it's all just information, and we've assigned meaning to it. So again, there's that stimulus, there's this event that has occurred, somebody said something to you, right? Happens in a meeting, or you're in an enrollment call, you're a sales call or whatever, and somebody says something to you, and immediately it's like, ooh, boom, you've had some kind of reaction. What we want to do is just look at this. It's like, oh no, this person has just given us some information. And I'll give you some examples in a moment, but it's just information. What has happened in the past is that we've assigned meaning to it, or if, again, anything's happening around us, we're assigning meaning to it. Whether it's good, it's either one of three things: it's good, it's bad, it's neutral, right? And so, what I want you to start to be aware of is when we start assigning bad meanings or the negative meanings to something, because what happens is that starts to limit you. And when you start to limit yourself, then again, you are not getting where you want to go as fast as you want to go. So that's my job. That's all I want you to do is I want you to get to your goals, whether or not it's building a six-figure and beyond business, or whether it is getting that next promotion in your career, or going out on your own. Whatever it is, it's just, here's the thing: you have a preconceived notion already about how long that's going to take, and I'm going to challenge you on that virtually every time. Okay. And so, what we want to do is start to be aware, and then start to notice the events and the circumstances that are happening in our life, and just start to be aware that, and say to yourself, it's like, oh, that's just information. Okay. Because then what you're doing is you're actually expanding your possibilities. You're expanding your ways to respond rather than immediately reacting, which then again tends to get us in trouble and limit our prospects. All right. Then the next one, choice. Say, okay, so awareness, information, choice. It's all just information. Everything's just information. So just be aware. Everything is just information. When we do that, then we can actually be in choice. And being in choice is so powerful. It gives us the ability to actually weigh the information that's in front of us and determine whether or not really what is the meaning. Is it positive? Is it negative? Or is it just something that I can shift and change, right? How do I respond to this in a way that is actually going to work for me in a far more powerful way than I have done or might have just done naturally? So again, just being in choice gives you all, it just opens up your opportunities in the moment. And that's really what I want you to do. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this. I had a person, a gal that I was working with, and she was wanting to have this promotion. So she was working in a very large corporation. Lots of movement, lots of people transitioning in and out of jobs. And so this particular person's superiors, they kept moving, right? And she really wanted to move up and move up in her career quickly. But what happened is that she felt like she was being slowed down by the fact that there were people continuously moving out who were her bosses. And so now she would have to prove to the next boss and then the next boss and then the next boss about her worth and her value. So what we did, her normal response would be like she'd get pissed off and get all bitchy and such. Okay. And so, of course, in corporate America, that doesn't work. In any kind of business, that probably just doesn't work, right? Because then whoever you're being bitchy with is just going to kind of go, oh, tick, that's not going to work, right? I'm not going to put that in front of my superior, right? I'm not going to put this person, I'm not going to promote them because what if they continue to be like this? Okay, so reaction, not good, okay? So instead, what we wanted to do is get her to be aware that, okay, this is how she responds, this is or reacts. Now, okay, this has happened. How do we deal with this? So what happened is that she was able to get her boss, her last boss that was leaving, to tell her next boss that she was due for a promotion in the next go around. And so that happened. Yay, bravo, great work. But what happened then is the new boss came and said, hey, no, you know what, it's probably not going to be until the next round. And so, of course, my client wanted to go off, right? Just wanted to react. That was her thing. She was going to react. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to be here forever. I'm never going to get promoted because all these people keep going off and doing wonderful other things, and I'm still stuck here, right? So that was her first reaction. So now, because she was in awareness, she could actually just look at this and determine, okay, this is just information. So now what do we do? Well, she and I talked and came up with a new solution, which was to say, okay, but that's interesting. But what can we do? Because this is what happened. This is what I was expecting. If this doesn't happen, I'm going to have to consider other circumstances. I'm going to have to consider other things, right? And so her boss kind of took this information in and it was like, oh, okay, well, she wasn't going to get away with what she was proposing. So she was going to take it to her boss and they were going to put the promotion forward. So will it happen or not? I don't know. We don't know yet at this point. But what happened is because my client was able to just, again, be aware. Okay, it's like, hey, I want to respond. I want to react, right? Okay, and there's this information that's coming in. Is it good? Is it bad? I've determined right away. She determined right away. It's like, well, this is bad. We came back and said, well, no, this is just information. Because here's the thing: sometimes in corporations, the people that stay a long time are not necessarily going to be recognized, right? So sometimes it's just if you're asking for promotions and to move along more quickly, then maybe it's just, it's just time for you actually just to leave, right? So it's just information. So maybe this is just the little nudge that you need, okay? So it's information. And then she had a choice on how to react. So that's what I mean. Awareness, information, choice. That's how that worked in that particular instance. Okay, another example. So classic, you're in sales, you're in a sales call and or a sales meeting, and you've spent some time and effort to talk with somebody and to share with them, and it does take time and effort, right? And all of a sudden they have a response, and they either say, yeah, no, that's not for me, or two, it's like, oh, you're not gonna have to think about it, or it's like, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, whatever it is, right? There's all kinds of things that could happen, right? All kinds of things in the events that can happen. Again, it is all just information, but you have to be aware, right? Because sometimes, again, when you're doing sales calls, it's very easy just to kind of react and kind of go, oh my God, I've spent all this time. You can get pissed off, you can get mad, you can just think, oh, I feel defeated, or that's it. I'm done. I'm not good at this, or whatever. But that really, those are just reactions. Again, it's all just information. This person is giving you information. Maybe she's not. Maybe your marketing is not great, right? Maybe you're bringing in the wrong people. Maybe she's just, it really isn't the right thing for her. Whatever it is that you're selling, maybe it is that you didn't do the greatest job, but that's okay. It's information. Now you can look at your sales pitch and shift and change it, right? It's just information. Maybe, is it you? Oh, my eye's fallen off there. Just this eye, not that eye. Anyways, and so maybe again, it's just maybe there's something in your sales pitch that needs to change. Maybe you need to change the way you present. Maybe you guys were just not a match. That's okay. It's all just information. So now you can make a choice. But when you give up, or you react and get pissed off, or just go into despair, that doesn't give you much choice, right? It doesn't bring you along in your business very quickly, and we can get sidetracked on that for a very long time. So, awareness, information, and choice. If you start to use these in your career and your business, things will start to change for you very quickly. And so I'm going to leave that with you. This is just one of the tools that I share with my clients and makes a huge difference. I wanted to share it with you. What it is, I've just gone very quickly through this. What I've shared is simple, not necessarily always easy. And so there comes down to the communication after. What is the response? What is the correct response? That's what I help with. So if you're finding that you're just kind of losing momentum in your business and or your career, you have all the strategies, right? You have all the credentials, all those things that you need, but you're still just not moving along at the pace that you want, then let's talk. Just what I'd like you to do is, I'll have a link down below or somewhere, and maybe even on the video here, but what I'd like you to do is set up a time to have a quick chat with my team at nolimitsbusinessconsulting.com/talk. And we'll just take 15 minutes to 30 minutes with you, and just really see if we can help you, if we're a match. And it's not painful, no pressure, no strings. It's just make it as easy as possible. The other thing that you could do is you should see somewhere a link to message us too. We can actually start the process with just messaging. So whatever works for you. What we just want to do is just start the conversation to get you where you want to go as quickly as possible. All right, so I will just do one more wrap up here. Again, awareness, information, choice. So awareness. Start to be more aware of how you are reacting to events and circumstances in your life and business. Next thing, just start to look at everything that's happening, all the responses you're getting from people, how people are reacting, again, all the events and circumstances. It's just all information. It's neither good or bad. It's you that assigns the meaning to it. So you want to start to assign the meaning to these things in a way that it works for you. And then what can happen is that you can make a really good, much better choice than you would have had you not been aware, just treated it all as information. Now you can make a choice. that will work for you and expand your possibilities. All right. I would love if you would comment, like, or subscribe. If you're on YouTube here, I would love if you would do that. So comment, like, subscribe. Also hit the bell notification so you'll just get reminded anytime I do my next videos. All right. I hope that you have an amazing day. Take care. See you soon.